So it's currently raining in Virginia. I would like to welcome you back to part 2 of the mountain, which is exactly where I'm at. I'm on the mountain. Welcome back for part 2 of this. I'm assuming you've watched part 1. If you haven't, I'm going to try to figure out how to put the link up in the corner. I have to start learning all this stuff again. I used to know all this, but then everything in YouTube changed. Like literally everything has changed since I've been randomly trying to actually get hits on YouTube and not just throw garbage at it. So, but welcome back for part 2. It's a rainy Saturday. My wife's taking a nap because it's been the longest. We've lost track of whether it's been 9 or 10 days. It's been a really long time up here, and we've been busting our asses for days and days and days and days and days. And if she turned that nap into an overnight sleep, I wouldn't hold it against her. Because if I could sleep, I would. I don't sleep. I sleep for maybe 4 hours a night. Well, about 5 or 6 late. But, oh, look, and here comes somebody hauling ass down my road. It's always somebody. Gotta take a break. Somebody just showed up to look at the drywall. We'll see. See what that guy's got to say. Please bear with me while I learn how to film myself. I promise, in 6 months the videos will be way better than they are today, because I'll have a better idea of how to film myself and how to use this editing software that I have better. So please just bear with me. Ah. So it's kind of hard to see this down here on ground level. But I've got these big ass hickory trees or whatever the hell they are right there. It's a nice flat spot. Big chunk of stone. This whole area is flat. I want to turn this into a camping site that I advertise on Airbnb, Vrbo, and Dirt, so that quite literally, if you're interested in camping and coming to this area, and hell, even potentially spending 25 minutes having a conversation with me, give or take, I'm going to turn this into a camping spot right here. Like down here will probably be where you put your tent. I'm going to have a table up there. There's a big rock there. There's actually, other side of that, there's a divot that's already like big enough to put a outhouse, give or take. I just walked this road and cleaned up an entire bag of garbage from just the road, not even from the hillside. Like I'm gonna have to get down here and clean all this shit up. Wow, something been living in there. I'm gonna have to get an eviction notice, more than likely. I still have another 300 yards of my land, give or take, and there may be a better camping site that presents itself. But I don't know if any of you know who Cletus McFarland is, but he bought a racetrack and it's open to the world who are his fans. And I'm not of that income bracket per se, but I bought this piece of forest, and I want this piece of forest to be available to the people who watch this channel to come and camp. So I want to clean all of this out, make a nice little cushy spot to put a tent. And these beautiful sister trees. I'm having a hard time seeing whether or not it's actually picking up properly on the camera. But like, get rid of all this dumb little shit per se. And I want to make this a campsite that's available to anybody who watches this, that you can come and camp here. And I want you to think about that for a second. That you know, everything that you've seen so far and everything that you will see in the future from this channel, and this little spot right here, I want to make available. You know, I'm going to charge you some money, not a whole lot. You know, typical camping site price. Where that log is laid over right there, I'm going to make a bridge. You can follow game trails up the side of that hill, up there. A lot of these trees are probably going to get cleaned out of here. We still haven't decided, but I'm going to have little things out here for you to be able to come and see. And if you want to come and camp on this land, I bought a piece of the wilderness and I'd like to share it with you. And you can come right here, build you a fire pit, there'll be a smoker, there'll be a grill, there'll be whatever it ends up being. I just need a couple of years to get to this point because you can't even see my house. Like, yeah, way down over there. Beautiful trees right there though. That if I do log this out, that tree's gonna stay. All the trees that are like that one that are right on the side of the water are gonna stay, give or take. But like that whole hilltop of trees can go. I want all the big mature trees to stay. I want to get all the rest of the little nasty shit cleared out. And yeah, my land still goes another 300 yards that way, but this is killer when you get down in here. Like, and this is gonna be here. So, whoa, ow, fuck, I just whipped myself in the head with a branch. But if you're into camping and you want to do wilderness things, that's going to be my camp spot, and it'll be open year round. I wouldn't recommend coming here in the winter, but yeah, you too can come here and experience this for about 25 bucks a night at some point. I had a turkey running around out here earlier that if I'd have had a freezer, I was close enough to get a headshot with a 22. Like 15 to 20 yards is all the further it was away. I gotta come through here and clean all this shit out so this creek is walkable. It's got my thigh. Oh. There's the garden space I just cleared out today. The shed from the old house is probably going to go there. Maybe I'll build a greenhouse here. I haven't decided yet. Lots of rose bushes. All right, so we sort of had a living room that was put together. I had the TV there, and the couch was in the corner, and this was kind of all hunky-dory, and it was livable for the moment.
The floor was freshly painted?
Yeah, well, I already showed the world that I'd painted the floor. But then I hired a guy who hired a guy. So I essentially hired somebody who knew somebody who would work for less money to come in. We did get this piece of drywall right there. There's no longer a hole. However, I had to actually work alongside of them and cut some pieces of wood to go in there because there's literally no beams. There's no beams in the wall. When you take the drywall back, you can see the like 2x10 rough cut boards that were probably sawed from trees on this land when this house was originally built 60 years ago. And it's just, there's no beams behind that wall. But they came in and they did this, and they're working on the ceiling, to which I paid enough attention that I won't need to hire them again for numerous reasons. I'll be able to do this myself, though. This isn't what I had anticipated the living room looking like today, but it's all right. All that'll sweep up, and I'll throw another coat of paint down until I can find what flooring I'm actually going to put in here for the long term. That for right now, we were just going to roll with the brown paint on the floor because the room was clean, the walls were painted. You know, we never did cut edges or anything, but they're going to come in and spray something on the roof tomorrow, and that's progress. Although this is kind of counterproductive, it's progress in the grand scheme of things, and I learned how to do something different today. So like I understand this process that they did, and I'll see what they do tomorrow. You only got to show me how to do something once, and I'll figure it out. So once these guys are done, I will have learned a new skill. Yeah, that's actual mud on the floor, chunks of mud on the floor. That's exciting. But you know, getting that handled where that big hole was at, that was a pretty big deal. But so maybe tomorrow, when I get this place all swept out, mopped, and repainted, and the furniture put back in it, that'll probably take me 2 days. I got to get my truck towed tomorrow, though. We'll see. It might be Thursday before I get this all the way back together, but we'll see. But let me show you something I got going on in the oven right now. Yes, our first real meal at the house. I made meatloaf. Alright, so got these two trees right here. Number one, they're in the middle of the garden and they're just growing out of a stump. You look at this one right here. That's pretty sizable. That would be comparable to like a 6x6 piece of timber, and it's about the same size for at least, I'll call it 16 feet, give or take. Well, where that tree gets small up there is about the same size as the base of this one. And let me show you the project that I'm going to get involved with cutting these. I'm going to cut these two trees down, and I'm going to fix my back porch with them. It'll be a temporary fix, but it'll be better than what it's currently doing. So let me take you and show you what's going on with my back porch. So if you look at that, it's a smidge off a level. I'll take that, given this place. Let me show you the top end of it. And I will take that for level, given this place. That's close enough. I might even be able to fix that using those logs. If I raise one side or the other, maybe drop this far side down by like a 1/16 of an inch. And then let me show you this pole. So that's how crooked these posts are. But the top is square. The bottom is well, I'm not going to say square. The bottom is acceptably level. The top is acceptably level. Okay, but all these posts, they are like, you got, oh, there it is. So they're off by that far. So if I use the two big portions of the two portions of the big tree on this exterior post here, and that exterior post there, and then the skinny ones here in the middle, that, like, all of these things are equally, like, just, oh, look at how far that is to level. So if I put a post there, maybe over just a little bit, tear this one out, and then put that log in its place, I have a feeling that like I can handle I can handle that project, and it needs done. So I'm not going to do that this minute, but that's on the agenda. Those two trees that are way over there in the middle of my garden, I'm going to put some actual logs to reinforce my back porch, and I'm kind of excited about the thought of that because that's kind of cool. I'm currently thankful that my wife is as much of a trooper as she is. We got had by a local dude who claimed to know drywall. We had a living room space that was very livable, and he came in and fucked it up. So he cost me, the day that it took me to get that room in shape, he cost me the 2 days that he was here fucking that room up. He cost me more money than I cared to admit, and now it's going to take 2 days to undo what he did inside of this lovely place. I'm like ragged, I'm covered in fucking drywall dust. We're currently repainting the living room, to which the walls already had 4 coats of paint. The floor had 2 coats. It's no fun, but she's helping me. I trimmed my beard. My lips are chapped. I got hornets living in the can. You know, mountain things. And so, in case you were wondering, I went ahead and I put these trees on the ground and I've limbed them up. I need to, that one's got a little kink in it right there that wasn't overly visible while it was standing, at least from the side that I was staring at it with. I went ahead and limbed them down the sides. I got a couple more that are about the same over here someplace, that if these don't, I'm going to be able to cut sections out of this. But I'm going to have to figure out where to do so, and then let them set up for a few days for the bark to dry out a little bit, so that I can then peel the bark off of them. I don't know if I'm going to be able to even get the bark to peel off of these ones with the set of tools that I currently have, but we'll give it a shot. But I just wanted to touch back on that. I haven't been worrying about anything that's going on out here, because we've been working on the inside of the house, trying to get it back livable. Once I get a couple more coats of paint thrown in there this evening, I'll show you where we're at in there. But yeah, I laid those two down right there like matchsticks. Not my first rodeo dropping trees, but just, yep. We have a visitor that just showed up at the house. There was a lady this morning who was actually driving around with this dog in her car, trying to figure out where it come from. And now it just wandered itself right into my house, ate all the cat food. I put out some puppy chow for it, because we were supposed to be getting a puppy from the guy that was doing drywall, but I don't see that happening. Yeah, this guy just showed up.
He's not clean. Very little tartar.
Huh. Maybe we just found a dog. Rides in the car all right. This skittish ass dog don't listen to shit. Likes to chase cars. The missus is in there getting a collar and a leash, sitting in front of the Dollar General. I got out of the car just to see how this dog would be in the car by itself, and so far it didn't chew on the armrests or anything. I've had dogs like that in the past. This dog's going to be a lot of work, because he doesn't know anything and he doesn't listen. And that's going to take a little bit of fixing. Two days of sanding and painting. Oh, please be a smart dog. Look at that. Oh, that dog is about, oh my gosh. He's going to be a project. That dog is dumb as a box of bricks. But I will teach that dog to the best of my ability. Yeah, the ceiling is done, walls are done, the baseboards are painted, the crown molding is painted, the windowsills are painted. I haven't painted that door frame because I got to rip the door frame out and start over. All I have left is that little strip. Once the rest of this stuff dries, I'm going to wrap this video up for here so I can keep on schedule. These videos are all going to be available on Friday mornings. I have yet to decide a time yet. I feel like maybe I don't know, 8, 10 a.m., something Eastern time, because that puts it midday in England, that puts it evening in Australia, where people are watching. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up for now. See you in the next one.